get to it.
Dollars in
Don't care about your
child support
interviews.
and
Anecdotal evidence doesn't matter. What I need is actual statistic, empirical evidence. They should pay their child support. $441
What happens-
is the average child support payment. $441 a month.
Yeah, that's for someone that makes $24,000 a year.
You just told me a woman can just go to work and take care of the kids totally by herself.
How does a guy live when he's paying $500 a month and $24,000 a year?
You think $500 a month is too much in child support? Do you know how much it costs to raise a child? Do you know
Look.
how much childcare costs, for instance? I mean, that mother has to go to work, right? Where's the kid gonna stay while that mother is working? How is she gonna pay for the
What happens to men when they don't
daycare.
pay child support?
Sorry, say that again?
What happens to men when they don't pay child support?
There are legal repercussions for not
What-
carrying out a court
Okay.
mandate
Do you think
to
that
do something.
Do you think that fraud should be illegal?
Absolutely.
Okay. So why is it not illegal for women to fraud men on paternity? If a man does not find out he's the father over the age of 2, he is on the hook for child support for 18 years.
I don't
Why-
know
where
what the
have you
law
been on this
is when it
issue?
comes to
A
that.
third-
But it's
a-
wrong. If you're lying about paternity, that is wrong, and there should be legal
Well,
consequences
why
for
haven't
that.
feminists fought?
It's that simple.
Then why aren't feminists fighting for it, Anna?
Because feminists fight for women, obviously.
Right, that's my point.
Yeah.
At the expense of men. That's my. You guys want to believe women at the expense of men. Why isn't Amber Heard in jail? Because of the Me Too movement. You guys push believing all rape victims, and now we have rape.
Amber
and now
Heard had to pay out a massive
Let her
settlement.
continue her statement.
Yeah, but why isn't she in jail?
You want her in jail?
Yes.
Well,
He ruined
the
his
penalties
life.
for defamation are what the court's decision is, right? You want people to go to prison for defamation?
He had to go to 2 different countries to
Isn't
clear
that
his
hate
name.
crime?
Why
okay.
isn't she
Hate
in
speech.
jail? He lost millions of dollars.
Sorry.
To be clear, you think the penalty for defamation is prison time?
I think the penalty for a false accusation is that the woman should get the same time that he would have gotten if he was found guilty.
Men don't go to prison for defamation.
And see, this is the problem with feminists. You want all these freedoms, but you won't actually be equal.
I do
Be
want
equal.
equality.
No, if you wanted to be equal, you would fight for 50-50 child support, no alimony.
No alimony. So again, if a woman decided to forego working, decided to stay home to raise the children, and the marriage doesn't work out, she's got no income whatsoever, she
Well,
doesn't
number
deserve
one,
any
women
alimony.
aren't even doing that. Number one, that's not even a comment. Women are not staying home with the kids. And number 2, you
Russia.
have
No,
daycare.
a lot of women
You
do
have-
these days,
you
actually.
have daycare as a choice.
The traditional
Again.
women who want to stay home, they want to be traditional wives, and you trash them all the time, which I don't understand.
if
It
feminists
seems like
cared
women
about
can't do anything
equality,
right when it comes to you, right?
If
They're
feminists-
stay-at-home moms, they're traditional, they're...
Answer her question, let
I
her respond.
understand that you can personally attack me. That's
I'm not personally attacking you.
Okay.
These are things that you have said on the record multiple times.
But if you cared about equality, you would care about false accusations. You would
I do care about false accusations,
No,
yep.
you don't.
You don't know me. You don't know what I care about.
Look, all right.
I need to redo
Let's
that
talk about
deck.
rights that men do not have. Men do not have the right to be enlisted in selective service. You know, we have
Definitely going to be
125K men who were
Maybe.
drafted and
What's
buried
wrong?
overseas. Think about that over a second. You talk about the oppressions of the past, but how many men died in World War I and World War II and had no choice? And yet Anna complains about oppression. Men
gotta
do not
rethink
have the
our
right to
foreign
face
policy.
their accuser in court when they have a false allegation and for personal protection orders that strips constitutional rights away from the man. Women go before a judge and say they don't feel safe, and more than likely a PP order will be issued. The man was not in court, had no say, has no defense, and does not get to face his accuser. That is done en masse, and many servicemen and first responders lose their careers over this because it strips a man's Second Amendment rights away based on no evidence. Men
Where are
do
you
not
getting
have the
that
right to
information
raise
from?
their children. Divorce is no fault, but when it comes to child custody, it's always the man's fault. He loses his children to the system. 96 hours a month the father does not make. Men have longer prison sentences. Women get a third of the time for the same crime. Where are the feminists fighting for equality on that issue? There has been rampant discrimination against better qualified men in hiring across multiple industries. Men pay more child support, and child support orders are not enforced at the same rates between men and women. Women are more likely
women pay
not
child
to
support.
pay
Fascinating.
and are prosecuted for non-payment at lower rates. Men cannot opt out of parenthood. Men have very few domestic violence shelters and are not taken seriously when they're domestic violence victims.
I agree on that. I do
White
agree
men
on
in
that.
particular, are discriminated against when it comes to hiring and educational attainment.
True.
The Duluth model is a model that law enforcement, courts, and counselors use automatically that assumes men are the aggressor. The tender years doctrine is a guideline in divorce used to justify removing the father from the child's life. The only institutional sexism that exists is institutional sexism that discriminates against men in favor of women. Furthermore, U.S. courts do not require receipts to show how that money is spent by the custodial parent, unless there's overwhelming evidence of starvation, malnutrition, or severe child abuse. There are
Hold on,
numerous reports
pause.
of custodial
You want the
parents spending
government
the
to
money
check
on
receipts and
luxury.
see, like,
Let's let her respond to some of that.
hold on, no, let's understand something. You want government to be so big that you literally have the government looking at receipts to see what a mother is spending the money on? That's insane.
I want no child support, no alimony, 50-50.
Yeah, because you're crazy and you don't live in reality.
I want equality. I'm more of a feminist than you, Anna. Because I say if you want to vote, be in selective service. Be on the front lines just like the men are.
Who do you think gives birth to and raises those soldiers?
What does that have to do with anything?
Because you assert that women shouldn't be allowed to vote because they're not all in mandatory military service.
I say be equal. You want to vote, do what the men do. Men are
Why do you spend so much time listening to the most idiotic people on the other side, by the way? I generally like your points. I'm sorry, but everybody on the other side is basically this. I don't know what you want me to say.
fined
Should women be included in
$125,000.
combat?
Men
Should women
are
be
fined-
included in
But Pearl is she's our red pill queen, okay?
combat?
Yes.
Okay.
Do what the men
fair.
do.
Fair.
Do what the men do.
Yeah, fair. Agreed. Next. Next? Nothing? Okay. I want to know what your ideal
She
woman
has, like-
is, because if you are
She has like a thing she's read and she can't
traditional
speak
conservative
outside of
woman
it.
who's married, staying
I was like,
at
hold on,
home,
it's
raising
very funny.
kids,
It gets,
you trash
I think it
that.
gets
There's
worse.
no such thing as a traditional woman. They cannot be traditional in 2025 because women will always have the leverage.
What does that mean? What does it mean that women
Because-
will always have the leverage?
Women have child support to fall back on. Women have alimony. So automatically,
10% of divorces end with
It
alimony
doesn't-
settlements.
and
10%.
and they go.
You just ignore the
from-
stats.
They
You
go
just move
from
on.
men to women. They go from men to women. Billions of dollars every
I
year.
thought you said earlier that
billions
women
of
are paying
dollars of-
alimony.
Billions of dollars of wealth every year is transferred from men to women. Mm-hmm.
Based on what? Where are you getting that information from? Are you just making it up?
Look, we have it. We're excited. We can get it to you at the end. You didn't want to submit. Where are your sources? You didn't want to submit them ahead of time. You didn't.
The Census Bureau, Bureau of Labor Statistics. I cited everything I mentioned. Pull it up. Pearl, The main thing I want people to understand, okay? Pearl's gonna trash women no matter what. That's fine.
I'm not trash.
But my biggest gripe with you is you're discouraging people from entering marriages.
I don't tell men what to do. Sell me on.
You
Okay, sell me
advise
on-
men to avoid marriage.
Sell me on marriage. What do men get out of marriage?
That's sad. It's sad that people think that. It really is.
W's.
You get a partner, you get a teammate, you get to build a life together, and it's beautiful. I feel like misery loves company in this situation. And how would you know what you get out of marriage if you haven't experienced marriage in the first place? I'm not saying that as a personal attack. I really hope that Pearl meets the love of her life
Why do
and
we
gets
have-
married.
why
It's not
do-
about that. But you trash
The next talking
it
point is popped
without
in their head.
really
Hold on.
understanding what the benefits are.
Why do we have phrases like it's cheaper to keep her?
Pearl,
Answer the question.
divorce is expensive. And by the way, on purpose to discourage people from getting divorced in the first place.
Why do we have phrases like happy wife, happy life?
Because it's true. Same with happy husband, happy life. I don't want to come home to an angry husband.
But that's not a phrase.
Do you have any
is it?
other like catchphrase or slogan you want to throw at me?
What do men get out of marriage?
They get a partner.
That gains 25 pounds in the first 5 years.
Men get pretty fat too. I don't know if you've done a comparative analysis on that. They actually end up gaining more weight than their wives do. And who cares?
Men.
I mean, have a conversation with your partner. Encourage her.
How
Be
can
an adult.
How can men and women be equal?
Especially if she's giving you
How can men and
children.
women be equal when one is expected to die for the other?
I don't expect anyone to die for anyone else. I don't know what that even comes
Yeah,
from.
but men are willing to die for you every day. The men in the police force, the men in the military.
What about the women in the police force?
They're 10% and they cause so
So
many
what?
problems.
Who cares what percentage women make up of the police force?
Yeah,
They're
but
in the
they
police
can't-
force.
they
My
can't-
sister-in-law's a cop, actually.
They can't do the same jobs. There's videos on the internet
should see my
everywhere of
sister-in-law.
women getting their guns taken because they're not strong enough.
Are you just making things up? Pearl, what are you doing? Like, seriously. Next question.
Do you realize how good you have it in this country?
Absolutely. Best country in the world.
What son? What son? What
The
son?
life you live at the expense of men.
No, that's not true.
That is true.
Show me how.
Do you know how many men die every year? Just. There are men that die every year to get you crab.
How many women die every year during childbirth?
Not many.
This country has the highest maternal mortality rate of any developed country, so a lot of women do die as a result of pregnancy and childbirth, yes.
You got this, Pearl.
This is painful, man. Do you have any other questions for me?
Not right now.
All right.
Say again, baby.
Should I move on? Like, what are we doing now?
Let me, can I ask a couple questions?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Let's just jump in here.
I'm sorry. This is just... Bro, if you came away from this thinking Pearl won this debate, I don't know what to say.
I thought about it. I'm like, you can talk like this to men, but I'm bigger than you. I could body you. Do you know what I mean? I'm like,
Which I hope you understand too. Makes no sense how these huge drainage ditches
Yeah.
yeah.
require us to have milk. But
Yeah. I know, but I have this fear in me of the police. I never want to like get in trouble in that way. But you know, I'm getting older, and have you noticed the older you get, I'm like, do you know what? I could catch a charge. I thought about it. I'm like,
Anyway, good memes.
Какие ваши указания? Транспорт здесь. Ну-ка, кого сбить броню? Противовоздушная оборона здесь. Контакт! Контакт! Транспорт заказывали? Транспорт здесь. Мы переезжаем. Приказ понял. Едем. Бронетранспортер на связи. Заводи мотор. Разведка на связи. Охота началась. Двигаюсь к точке. Вот, прости. Грузовой автомобиль готов. Огонь и маневр. Транспорт на связи. Разведка на. Заводи мотор. Врубай штору. Вижу контакт. Транспорт на связи. Куда вас довезти? Сближаемся. ПВО на приеме, мы под огнем.
Police Constable Nicholas Angel, born and schooled in London, graduated Canterbury University in 1993 with a double first in politics and sociology, attended Hendon College of Police Training, displayed great aptitude in field exercises, notably urban pacification and riot control, academically excelled in theoretical coursework and final year examinations, received the Baton of Honor, graduated with distinction into the Metropolitan Police Service, quickly established an effectiveness and popularity within the community, proceeded to improve skill base with courses in advanced driving and advanced cycling. Became heavily involved in a number of extra-vocational activities. To this day holds the net record for the 100-meter dash. In 2001, active duty with the renowned SO-18 Armed Response Unit, received a bravery award for efforts in the resolution of Operation Crackdown. In the last 12 months has received 9 special commendations, achieved the highest arrest record for any officer in the Mint, and sustained 3 injuries in the line of duty, most recently in December, and arrest as Vice President.
Тихой сапой. Катимся. Вперед! Вперед! Двигай жопой! приеме.
Nicholas, we're offering you a smashing position with a delightful cottage and a lovely little place that I think is one village of the year. No matter how many times it can be good. I don't really know what to say. Yes.
Без разведки больше и
No,
буду.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to type. Yes, yes, I do. Cheap inspectors. Yes. You want to get the cheap inspectors. Fine. Yes, I do. Okay.
Выдвигаемся.
Hello, Nicholas. How's it Chief Inspector. No, I know what you're doing, sir. The fact that you've been making it look bad. I'm sorry, sir. Of course, we all appreciate your efforts, but you've been rather letting us down. It's all about being a team. You can't be the sheriff of London. We let you down. Continue to be exceptional, and we can't.
Пехота ждет приказа.
Respect.
Мотолыги на приеме.
Can't just make people disappear. Yes, I can. I'm the chief inspector. Well, however you spin this,
Мотолыга здесь.
take into account. That's what the team is going to do.
Разгружаемся. ПВО ждет цели.
Hello?
Janine, it's me.
I know.
I know. I'm
Принял. Выдвигаемся.
What's the situation?
Очень.
I'm here.
ПВО ждет цели.
Things kind of a struggle.
ПВО на связи. Штурмуем позицию. Сбросить лишнее. Противовоздушная оборона. Докладываю. Даю огня. Огонь и маневр.
Yes, but you're already married. Fools, weren't you?
Шторм. ПВО, докладываю.
Switch off, Nicholas. And until you find a person you care about more than your job, you never will.
Сами не летаем и другим не даем.
Suggested you take a break.
Т-72 готов к работе. Сокрушим их. На максимальных
What
оборотах.
kind of person I go out?
Противовоздушная оборона. Слушаю. Принял. Пустить дымы! Принял новый ППМ. Вертикальная на связи. Понял. Вертушки здесь. Армейская авиация слушает. Противник, главный включить. Вертушки на приеме. Вертушки здесь. Вертикальная на связи. Армейская авиация слушает. Вертикальная на связи. Вертушки на приеме. Возвращаемся на аэродром. Вертушки здесь. Вертушки на приеме. Вижу контакт. Морпехи ждут приказа. Пехоту на приеме. Идем, идем. Транспорт на связи.
All in all, it wasn't too bad of a game. Let's go ahead and win this one.
Вторые на позиции.
Just gotta get shit.
Вертикальная на связи. Армейская авиация слушает. Вертикальная на связи. Вертушки на приеме. Вертушки здесь. Атакую цель.
Yes, there is, Mr. Porter. But there are a number of your companions are underage. Well, the lady wants to do south of the proper.
Заводи
If they're
мотор.
in here, it stops them getting into trouble out there. Yeah, the way we see it. It's all
Транспорт ждет приказа. Противовоздушная оборона. На приеме. Противовоздушная оборона здесь.
Another cranberry juice? I'm fine, thank you.
Морпехи на связи. Идем, идем.
Right. I'm taking you to the station.
Транспорт здесь.
Where is it?
Контакт, контакт. Есть контакт. ПВО ждет цели. Вижу контакт. Куда вас довести? Двигаюсь к точке.
Angel. When did you start?
Tomorrow.
Oh, well, I see you've already arrested the old village.
Not exactly.
You in for the night? No, I'm 4th Street.
Hey, now I need to speak to him.
Ah, he'll be there, so don't worry.
Транспорт заказывали?
Really want to know. Process all this one.
Очистить трём.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
Мотолыга на связи. Разгружаемся. Я уж думал, нас забыли.
shame. Drop in and see me sometime. My discount's a criminal. Catch me later!
Morning, Sergeant.
МТЛБ, слушай. Дорога нас ждал. Выбрасывай. Громко и четко. Установлен дымовая завеса. Разведгруппа в боевом режиме. Уже еду. Принял. Выдвигаюсь. Пути. Да, командир. Принял новый ППМ. Воздух слушает. Летающий калаш слушает. Точку опоры вызывали. Борт на связи. Выполняю. Двадцать 29 на связи. Подтверждаю получение цели. Сделаю. Да, командир. Принял новый ППМ. Принял новый ППМ. Понял. Выполняю. Принял. Есть захват.
They're both called Andrew.
Also, because talking to them does not feel struggle in it, Dad.
Yes, he needs more milk. No.
Stop talking, Mom.
Being a woman has nothing to do with it.
Борт на связи.
And what's upstairs?
Maybe you're a good boy. We'll visit it later. That's not being a good boy.
Yeah, you're not getting anything today, son. Just don't worry about it.
Neighborhood watcher nights. You'll find that we run a very tight ship here. From this command
Выполняю. Да, командир. Принял новый ППМ. Принял новый ППМ.
last night. It's a pity you've been the same to those bloody hoodies. Hanging around, loitering, sitting. Actually, I did notice some minor graffiti on the fan. Graffiti? They've got to be dealt with, Frank. They're nippers. Reminds me. Our friend, the big statue, was here Saturday. 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. If we don't come down hard on these clowns, we are going to be up to our balls in jugglers. We'll get it right.
We like to let them think they run the place. Well, that's that.
Боевая машина пехоты здесь. Такси подано.
No, the Gatto is misplacing his helmet.
Воздух слушает. Да, командир. Принял новый ППМ. Главный выбрать. Главный проверить. Враг не слушает.
single most painful experience of my life.
What was the second most painful? You ever fired 2 guns whilst jumping through the air? No. You ever fired 1 gun whilst jumping through the air? No. You ever been in high-speed pursuit?
Yes, I have.
You ever fired a gun whilst in high-speed pursuit?
No.
Annette, that Sergeant Angel's coming into your shop. Get a look at his arms.
What about Lethal Weapon?
No.
You seen Doyle too?
No.
Bad Boys 2? No. You ain't seen Bad Boys 2?
Another day, huh?
Yep.
Say we get tomorrow?
Yep.
Вертушки на приеме. Армейская авиация слушает.
How do you do, Sergeant?
Simon Skinner, I believe you've met.
Oh, we're all ready.
William. This is Leslie Tiller, whose horticultural expertise has helped us sample on the map.
She's ever so good. Oh,
This is James Reaper, owns Barragan Farm.
He's quite the marksman. Perhaps you might like to join us for a shoot one.
Well, I haven't held a firearm for over 2 years, Mr. Ridman. To keep it that way.
You're popular with the local birds.
Машина разведки готова. Очень.
The hot pits.
Двигайся и стреляй. Противовоздушная оборона. Слушай.
I guess.
No, I'm open to the concept.
Противовоздушная оборона. Докладываю. Атакуем на ходу.
I think I have a group for that.
Robin Hatcher, our resident soldier.
Вертикальная на связи.
Да-да-да.
Well, all that remains is to welcome you to
Okay.
Армейская авиация слушает. Координатор принял.
so congratulations to her.
Now, I am sure that all of you will have noticed the return of blight.
Вертушки здесь.
Made all the more disturbing as the Village of the Year contest concludes. I refer, of course, to the extremely irritating living stench.
Вертушки на приеме.
Police work is as much about preventing crime as it is about fighting crime. Most importantly, it is about procedural correctness in the execution of unquestionable moral
Вертикальная на связи.
questions.
Is it true that there is a place in a man's head that if you shoot it, it will blow up? Hi, Tim Messenger. Can I get a quick shot for the Sanford citizen? Okay. How about you put the teacher in handcuffs?
I don't think that gives off the right signals.
Too cheesy pipe. Okay, gotcha. Give the little blonde kid your hat.
I'd rather not.
Oh, wave your hit and stick about.
No.
Righty ho ho.
Oh, can I have your autograph, please? For the breakfast.
Машина разведки на связи. Заводи мотор.
Morning angle. Sergeant Angel.
Понял.
The Swans escaped.
Противник. Главный
And where's the
включить.
Swan escape from exactly?
The castle.
Подтверждаю получение цели.
Mr. Staker.
Выполняю.
Mr. Peter Ian Staker.
P.I. Staker. Right.
Сделай.
Piss Taker. Come on!
Yes, Mr.
Да, командир. Принял новый ППМ. Принял новый ППМ.
Long, slender neck. Black build, yes.
No luck catching them swans then.
It's just one swan, actually.
ask yourself, why is this? He's fuck ugly.
Занимаем позицию. Сближаемся. Пехота под огнем.
Dan says he's got a chance.
Баталыга на приеме. Давай двигаюсь. Шевели поршнями. Давай, давай. Вертушки здесь. Танки грязи не боятся. Вертикальная на связи. Выдвигаемся. Принял. Выдвигаемся. Сами не летаем и другим не даем.
Mr. Skinner, is there a problem?
Пехота ждет указаний. Армейская авиация слушает. Вертушки на приеме.
Heads be struck from their shoulders for such little loyalty. Yes, well, I am on duty, so... I think it's right to loitering organic...
Портяжники! Вертушки здесь. Армейская авиация слушает.
That's the fridge matter.
His name's George Murch. Хороший дом для обороны. Не останавливаться!
Actually, I wasn't talking about him.
Как ракетные сани на рельсах.
Excuse me.
Вертикальная на связи. Т-72 слушает.
Trouble in the high street. Sergeant,
Roger that.
Понял. Выполняю. Вертушки здесь. Проектуем полет одноманос.
Come through here. Come on. Through the gardens. What's the matter, Danny? You never taken a shortcut before?
Воздух слушает. Противник, главный включить. Экипаж готов. Заводи мотор. Пехотинцы ждут ваших приказов. Приказ понял, выезжай. Логистика
Say
здесь.
anything, over it may harm you on offense. If you fail to mention when questioned, something you later rely on in court. Anything you do say can be given in
Мы
evidence.
переезжаем.
Like Danny?
What, Peter?
Направляемся обратно на
He's
базу.
Auntie Jackie's sister's brother's boy.
And it didn't
Вертушки
occur
на
to you to mention this
приеме.
before.
Армейская авиация слушает. Т-72 вызывали. Атакуем на году. Транспорт, слушай. Пехота здесь.
Press charges.
Principal suggesting.
Вертушки на приеме.
A second chance. It becomes just a little crime still distant.
Stealing biscuits is... Thanks.
Вертушки здесь.
What's the skin? Well, sir.
Пехота на связи. Какие ваши указания?
Leave this with me.
Приказ
I'll make
понял.
sure everyone
Едем.
gets their just desserts.
Разгружай картошку.
Tell you something. Have you ever seen Point Break? No. Amazing bit in Point Break where they jump over a fence.
Is there not? 29.
Martin Swayze's just from his back. Keanu Reeves is chasing him through people's gardens. And he goes to shoot Swayze, but he can't because he loves him so much. And he's firing his gun up in the air. And he's like, oh.
Пехота здесь. Огневая поддержка на приеме. Там безопасно?
Sorry. I just feel like I'm missing out sometimes.
Синюю двойку.
Уже еду. What on earth do you think missing out? Gunfights, car chases, proper action and shit. Police work is not about proper action. Oh shit.
Дымовая завеса.
If you'd have paid attention to me in school, you'd understand that it's not about gunfights and car chases. Fire on the roof. That was brilliant.
Пойдем по черному.
Poyekhali. Fast officer? Yes, you must.
Погнали.
You see, we are staging.
Транспорт ждет приказа. Туры наготове.
Just stop right. I'm merely trying to explain why I might have exceeded the speed limit.
You're playing speed in homage to William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. Late to the transfers. This is sufficient reason to travel at 48. Specifically put in place to save lives.
This is preposterous.
Preposterous.
Look, stop writing!
Stop writing.
Look, you're right. I apologize.
Очистить тревогу.
You hypnotized him.
No. This is most important.
Контакт, контакт.
This notebook is saved
Туда.
in more time than I can count.
ПТшники здесь. Принял. Зачищаю.
See the one on the other side?
Двигаюсь к точке. Выдвигаемся. Пути. Уже еду. Противовоздушная оборона. Докладываю. Штурмуем позицию.
Oi, you two. Mr. Blower, the ticket
Well, some gifts from somebody who officially refused to
And I thought, wouldn't it be good if we represented us at the Ambrand?
All right. Good first game. Look at it. I was in a little more. Sorry about that. Yeah. You just need cuddles and attention. Really do like this game.
Poison! I'll kiss thy lips. Aptly some poison doth yet hang on it.
Okay. It'll be nothing but Russia forever.
Bang!
What the? What the? Quite unfortunate for Kharkiv. Quite unfortunate for Kharkiv.
Hello my dear friends, you're in the Military with Summary channel. In this video we're going to discuss the most important events that took place during the previous 12 hours. We have lots of very interesting updates, so let's start. The Russian Federation carried out another massive missile and drone attack through the entire territory of Ukraine using dozens of missiles and hundreds of drones, dealing significant damage to objects of energy infrastructure through the entire territory of Ukraine. And telling the truth, I didn't expect that Russians would attack Ukraine between the 19th and the 20th of January of 2026 due to the beginning of the Davos World Economic Forum. So, according to information we have, according to media, Trump plans to approve the mandate and full charter of the Peace Council for the Gaza peace process on the sidelines of the World Economic Forum in Davos. And according to information we have, the President of the Russian Federation, Vladimir Putin, as well as the President of Belarus, Lukashenko, were invited to this Peace Council. And I expected that due to this biggest political event of the beginning of 2026, the Russians would postpone their massive missile attack, let's say on the for the 22nd or 23rd of January 2026. But the Russians decided to attack Ukraine at the beginning of this summit, which is not like just like a regular strike, which is obviously something like a very strong message to the Western countries and to the United States of America that the Russians are not going to give up. So let's discuss everything in details, and first let's take a look at this map that was published this morning by pro-Ukrainian sources. And here we can see the approximate roads of Russian attack. The Russians, as you can see, were attacking the southeastern part of Ukraine, and the Russians were attacking the northern part of Ukraine. As for the southeastern part of Ukraine, the Russians were attacking the territory between the cities of Dnipro and Kharkiv. As for the northern part of Ukraine, the Russians were attacking the Kiev and Chernihiv regions. So this was one of the biggest attacks from the Russian side. The Russians dealt significant damage according to pro-Ukrainian sources. To understand what exactly was happening, it's better to understand what was happening between the 16th and the 20th of January 2026. And I would like to remind you that during this period of time between the 16th and the 20th of January of 2026, the Russians were mainly focused on softening the air defense belt of the Armed Forces of Ukraine along the entire line of combat contact. During this period of time, the Russians published lots of videos, more precisely the Rubicon team, one of the most powerful FPV drone team of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, or a drone group of the Armed Forces of the Russian Federation, published lots of videos during this period of time of how the Russians were attacking and destroying different objects of critical and military infrastructure through the entire territory of Ukraine. This video was published yesterday, and we have already discussed this video, and according to this video we see that just during the previous days the Russians managed to destroy more than 10 radars of different systems that served for the Armed Forces of Ukraine as radars to discover drones and missiles that the Russians could launch. So these radars were completely destroyed, and the Russians published the video about this. Furthermore, during the same period of time, the Russians destroyed at least two Patriot systems. The first Patriot system was destroyed in the southwestern part of the city of Kharkiv, and this video was also published by the Rubicon group. Here we can see Russian drones that were flying around the southwestern part and attacking radars and launching systems of the Patriot system that was located in this area. As a result of attack, the Patriot system was destroyed. This episode, this video was published on the 18th of January. And today, more precisely during the previous 24 hours, the Russians destroyed the second air defense system of Patriot air defense system, and this system was destroyed in the southwestern part of the city of Dnipro. Here we can see the reconnaissance operation that was carried out by Russians, and as a result of this operation, the Russians discovered the Patriot system, and then the Russians attacked this territory with an Iskander missile. As a result of attack, the Patriot system was completely destroyed. So once again, between the 16th and the 20th of January of 2026, the Russians were mainly focused on softening the air defense forces and air defense belt of the armed forces of Ukraine, and most likely the Russians managed to finish this task. So now let's return back to the 20th of January. Once again, let's discuss the map. As you can see, according to this picture, once again the Russians attacked the territory between the cities of Dnipro and Kharkiv, and most likely the Russians continued softening the air defense forces of the armed forces of Ukraine. And the second area of attack was the city of Kiev and the city of Chernihiv. Lots of explosions were recorded. The sources reported about power outages and huge problems with heat, with water and energy supply. Yesterday in the evening, Ukrainian authorities made a very important statement. Kiev residents have been advised to prepare for even greater shortages of light, water and heat. The next attack could be very painful for Kiev, and there are 9 days of frost ahead. We have problems with missiles for air defense, and the Russians have been preparing for this attack for a long time. If you have the opportunity to leave the capital for a week or to visit relatives, friends, it's better to take advantage of it just in case. So, and the Russians began bombing and attacking. As for the previous night, we haven't received lots of videos where we might see missiles flying above the territory of Ukraine, explosions and so on. We just received lots of different articles and statements made by Ukrainian authorities. For example, the mayor of Kiev, Klitschko, stated that after this attack between the 19th and the 20th of January 2026 on Kiev, around 6,000 apartment buildings are left without heating. Nearly 80% of them are buildings where heating had been restored since January 9th. So, and first of all, we're talking about the left bank of the river of Dnipro. So this part of Kiev, let's add this part to the map. This one has no electricity, has no heat, no water supply and so on. And this is not something new for this part of the Kiev. The situation here remains the same probably since the beginning of January 2026, since the beginning of Russian massive attacks. Another important video was published this morning from the city of Kiev as well, and here we can see hundreds of people are waiting for transport at stops on the left bank. So due to power outages, due to problems with electricity, people and population of the left bank of the city of Kiev are not able to get their jobs, to leave their homes. They are staying on the streets and trying to get some transport and so on. So as you can see, the situation is critical, and most likely, as it was told by the Kiev authorities, this critical situation will last for at least 1 or 2 weeks. So let's wait and see what is going to be next. During the upcoming hours, we will receive additional updates of what exactly the Russians were attacking. Some sources reported that Russians attacked power stations on the left bank of the river of Dnipro. Let's wait and see. I believe that during the day we will receive additional analytics on this matter. Now let's discuss the situation on the ground. During the previous 12 hours, we received lots of very important changes. The Russians continued their offensive operation in the Sumy region, and during the previous 12 hours, the Russians improved their positions, as you can see, significantly in the western direction from the settlement of Grabovska. This information was provided by pro-Russian sources. According to this report, the Russians began assault operation in the direction of the settlement of Ryasnaya. Another important area is the northeastern part of the Kharkiv region. During the previous 12 hours, the Russians improved their position significantly as well. We have already discussed the situation in this area, and if you remember, several days ago, the Russians destroyed the only bridge in this area that connected this territory of Kharkiv region with the mainland. We have already discussed this video. Once again, here we can see how a Russian drone attacked mines that were installed below the bridge. bridge, and as a result of this attack, the bridge was completely destroyed. And as we discussed, this was the only bridge that connected this part of Ukraine, northeastern part of Kharkiv region. We're talking about this territory with the mainland. And we made the conclusion that most likely in coming days or hours, the Russians could launch their offensive operation with the purpose to establish complete control over the territory. On the 18th of January, we started receiving first videos where we can see how first sabotage and reconnaissance groups of the armed forces of the Russian Federation were entering this part. And by the beginning of the 20th of January of 2026, we received more videos from the same area where we can see more Russian troops in this part of Kharkiv region. So the Russians began their offensive operation in this area. And most likely the Russians currently are tasked just to establish complete control over the most northeastern part and to connect with two more bridgeheads in this area. We are talking about the Volchansk bridgehead and the bridgehead in the area of the settlement of Dvorechinskaya. So basically, the Russians are tasked to establish complete control over everything along this red line. And then using this huge bridgehead, the Russians will try to advance further and deeper inside of the Kharkiv region. Now let's move further. As for the Kupiansk direction, during the previous 12 hours, nothing special. There are still very heavy clashes. The Ukrainians continue sending more and more troopers and forces on the Russian side of the river of Oskol. The Russians establish complete control with the main supply lines and trying to destroy everything that enters this area. As for the Slaviansk direction, during the previous 12 hours, nothing special. As for the Konstantinovka direction, during the previous 12 hours, small changes on the ground were recorded based on the video published by pro-Ukrainian sources. We won't watch this video due to casualties and violence, but as you can see, these are the changes. According to the video that was published by pro-Ukrainian sources, the Russians managed to restore control over the territories they lost as a result of Ukrainian short counter-offensive operation. As for the Dobropolye direction, if you remember, yesterday we discussed that Russians began their offensive operation in this area, and very huge changes on the ground were recorded between the settlements of Dobropolye and Drushkovka, so these are the changes between the dates. Today we received another report that Russians began offensive or intensified their offensive operation in the area of the settlement of Grishino as well. This video was published by pro-Ukrainian sources, and here we can see how Ukrainians were attacking Russians with FPV drones in this part of the settlement. Based on the video published by pro-Ukrainian sources, we have adjusted the map. Furthermore, pro-Ukrainian sources confirmed that the situation remains tense in this area, and now the Russians are trying to intensify their offensive operation with the purpose to establish complete control over the settlement of Grishino as well. As for the Zaporozhye direction, during the previous 12 hours, nothing special was recorded. So now let's wait and see what is going to be next. We are waiting for additional updates from this area. Another important video was published from the most northwestern part of the Donetsk region. Here we can see the same Rubicon group, and they managed to discover the HIMARS launching system of the armed forces of Ukraine. And when the Russians discovered the HIMARS system, they attacked this HIMARS system with FPV drone and they destroyed it. Furthermore, I would like to remind you that this is the second HIMARS system of the armed forces of Ukraine that was destroyed by the armed forces of the Russian Federation during the previous 5 or 4 days. And that's it for the short video. Military with Summary channel reminds we condemn any violence in the world. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel, put your likes, join my Patreon, and have a good day. Bye bye.
Solid copy. Advance and report. Look alive! Rock up, we're moving!
U.S. strikes killed an al-Qaeda-affiliated operative in Syria on Saturday, who the Pentagon says had direct ties to the ISIS terrorist responsible for killing 2 U.S. service members last month. Meanwhile, President Trump and Ayatollah Ali Khamenei publicly sparring this weekend, with the president saying it's time to look for new leadership in Iran. For more on tensions in the Middle East, let's bring in Fox News contributor General Jack Keane. General, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Delighted to be here.
Happy to have you. So the president said this week that the Iranian regime canceled planned executions of protesters. He dialed back some public statements about the possibility of U.S. military intervention amid these reports we were seeing about concern from Israel and Arab states about potential Iranian retaliation. assassination. But the president just this past summer sent B-52 bombers to obliterate Iran's nuclear facilities just 30 hours after letting the world believe that he was going to give a 2-week window for any action. And this week, when Iranian state media broadcast an apparent threat to the president's life, the White House was suspiciously silent on it. Listen to this.
It was images of the assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania, according to reports with the message, "This time it will not go wrong."
I have not seen that, to be honest with you, Jackie. We'll take a look, and I'll let the president and his national security team examine that footage to ensure its legitimacy. Again, I haven't seen it, so I can't comment on it.
Do you think the White House really hadn't seen that threat, or were they maybe just letting Iran believe that the president might not take any action soon?
No, I think the president's been pretty clear here. He intends to hold the Iranian regime accountable to what they're doing to their own people. And I would take him at his word, and certainly the regime should take him at his word. They've completely disregarded it, obviously. The minimum number of casualties inflicted in terms of people killed now is somewhere around 5,000. Other estimates are even greater than that, over 20,000 in prison for sure. And any thought that they will not kill those who are in prison. All we have to do is go back to the summer. They arrested over 22,000 people after the 12-day war in June, and they hung over 1,500 of them in public displays on the ends of cranes, which was stranglized a person who was being hung like that. And they do that to intimidate the population. There is no doubt that this bloodbath has not ended. And what is actually happening on the ground now, they have brought in Iraqi militia, reported Pakistani and also Afghani militia, in addition to the IRGC, to the Bajaj militia, which they own, to patrol the streets, loudspeakers, and people with machine guns on the corners, making certain that nobody comes out of their residence. If they do, they're going to be shot, and they have shot them. There's only been 2 demonstrations in the last 48 hours, comparable to 200+ demonstrations being conducted simultaneously until the bloodbath has begun. I believe the president at his word. He intends to hold the regime accountable for what they have done. And I believe, well, why hasn't it happened? Well, I think the reason is also pretty obvious. We are moving assets into the region, and I think it's likely that when the president looks at his military teams, looks at it, you don't just look at the targets that you want to take down in terms of leadership, IRGC, the militias themselves, exporting distribution points for oil, etc. There's plenty of targets. But you also have to consider, Jackie, what is Iran going to do in retaliation? Because they have normally retaliated. How do we protect our bases? And what about Israel? Are they going to attack Israel? The reality is likely attack Israel. So we have entered into discussions with Israel, certainly. What does that mean for them? And what likely it means, I'm just speculating, is we expanded the targets to ballistic missiles, which would do damage to us as well as to the Israelis. Make certain that we have all the assets in the region to be able to accomplish that. So anybody's thought here that President Trump has walking away from the red line, he doesn't use that term, but from the threat that he issued to the regime and the ultimatum, I'm going to hold you accountable if you go after and hurt and kill the Iranian people. That threat is still on the table.
We've got about a minute left, but I want to get your take on Greenland. When the president imposed tariffs on 8 NATO allies yesterday in response to those countries deploying their militaries symbolically to the island amid its pursuit to take Greenland one way or another, there's this delegation of Democratic and Republican lawmakers in Greenland linking arms with the hands-off Greenland protesters, saying that the president's position is being challenged back home. And here's what one member said this week.
The president is talking about spending $700 billion. That's the estimate for Greenland. They're talking about purchasing Greenland. For somebody who considers himself a deal maker, that's a really bad deal for something we can get for nothing.
That's Democrat Senator James Shaheen. We've heard similar sentiments from Republicans, too. I want to ask you, why does the U.S. have to own Greenland when you've already got the access there? There's a treaty that would allow the U.S. to expand its military presence pretty much however the president wants, and you've got Denmark welcoming that.
Well, first of all, I mean, multiple presidents over a couple of centuries have looked at Greenland, obviously, as an asset that certainly would be in the United States' vital national interest, largely because of its location. Certainly from China and Russia, which are real threats to us now. Russia has been a threat for a long time. So I think it's always been an aspirational goal and a desirable goal to own it. I understand that, but this is an independent, sovereign country tied to the control of Denmark, which also is an independent, sovereign country and a member of NATO. And I don't think taking it by force is something we're really going to do. I believe that is leverage and negotiation. Listen, the president is somewhat unorthodox in how he goes about making deals, and we've all seen it in the first administration and the second administration. And he uses rhetoric to gain leverage here. I really think at the end of the day, with some creativity and imagination, we can work an economic and a security deal that will benefit the United States, Greenland, and also Denmark. I do think we can get there, and negotiations have begun, and that's a good thing.
All right, General Jack Keane, always great to talk to you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, great talking to you, Jackie. Thank you.
You as well, General.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.
Roger, move and secure. Logistics ready. Proceeding is flagged. Harrier here. Send traffic. Over. Bomb run confirmed. On move. Stealth mode. Walking like ghosts. Recon Rangers, at your command, sir. Engaging bandit. Smoke screen! Air defense here. We're combat ready. Copy. Relocating. Harrier, mission ready. RRC here. Copy. Get those tracks moving. Mortar ready. Send coordinates. Artillery moving out. Mortar ready to engage, sir. Proceeding to the next base of fire. Artillery relocating. copy. Lab, ready for action. That's affirmed. Solid copy. Hey, check out this Rooster Cruiser they gave me. Rangers RRC, at your command, sir. Prepare for entry. Double time. Rangers in combat, send your orders! Roger, moving out. Surrender is not a Ranger word! Order engaged! Send your orders! Heavy armor is on the field! Anti-tank ready for action! Fucking move! Killer Egg reporting in. New flight plan received. Flight plan updated. New heading set. Roger Wilco. Flight plan confirmed. Check! Copy. Looking for targets. 5x5. AH-1 ready for combat. Maximum power. Heading there. All weapons green. Clear to engage. Engaging!
No.
Rangers at your command, sir. New orders, advance and secure. Anti-tank vehicle standing by. 75th Ranger at your command. Roger. We're on the move. Anti-tank team standing by. The higher they fly, the further they fall. Defend the smoke! Killer Egg standing by. Lab here. We're combat ready. First. Killer Egg ready for combat. Like a rocket sled on rails. Flyby attack initiated. Anti-armor standing by. On ass, we're moving. Little Bird ready. Chalk's delivery underway. M1 Abrams, warmed up and ready to go.
Sniper team, at your orders, sir. They won't see us coming.
Air defense, standing by. Personal carrier ready. Heavy cav is on the field. Spearheading. Armored transport reporting in. Good copy. Next waypoint received. Sweeping area. M1 Abrams here. We're in combat. Anti-armor here.
Move, move, move.
Hit the gas, driver. Hit it.
Give me a target.
AJ specialist here. Go ahead. Rolling on double nickel. 99. Mission accomplished. Anti-tank team in combat. Weapons team at your orders. Anti-armor vehicle at your command. Copy that. Looking for targets. Combat patrol underway. 75th at your orders. Lock and load. We're moving. Sweeping the area. Anti-tank here. Good copy. Next waypoint received. Looking for someone special. Heavy weapon team is under fire. Squad, move out.
Sniper team, standing by.
Green Berets reporting in. Order ready. Send mission. Fire coordinates received.
Hunters of gunmen here.
Order at your command, sir.
Snipers here.
Order ready to fire. Good copy. Fire coordinates received. Comanche at your command. Rangers lead the way. Comanche here. M1 Abrams ready for action.
Lonnie, I'm streaming. Don't do that, please. Nothing's fun.
Green Berets ready. M1 Abrams ready for action. Smoke deployed.
Sniper team reporting in.
Order available, sir. Roger. Call for fire received. Lab ready for combat.
Snipers ready.
Mortar ready to engage, sir. Solid copy. Fire mission received. Heavy cav is on the field. Armored is rolling out. Stay on the move! Air defense here. We're combat ready.
Comanche, reporting in.
Abrams, ready to roll. Logistics ready. Anti-tank, here. Anti-aircraft here. That's your command. Copy that. Looking for target. EJ's here. Standing by. On the double. Fast landing assistance. What can I do for you? Roger. Moving to next waypoint. Ain't gonna pay no toll this time. Weapons team ready. Heading back to home 20. Solid copy. Advance and report. Pushing forward. Lab under fire. What are your orders? Troop transport. Standing by. Roger. We're on the move. Roger. Moving out. Pedal to the metal. Roger. We're Oscar Mike. Copy. Relocating. I love big guns. Move your asses, maggots!
Comanche is mission ready.
Weapons team ready. Armored transport engaged in combat. U.S. Marines, hoorah! Regroup and move up. Check a leg. Find some cover. Get in that building.
Comanche ready. New flight plan received. Flight path updated.
Fire in maneuver. Need some heavy firepower? All hands! Heavy cav ready to rumble. We're the tip of the spear. Rangers ready for action. Marines at your command, sir. Heavy armor here. We're engaged. Don't be silly ducks. Get in there. Anti-tank team engaged in combat. Once a Marine, always a Marine.
With what?
Check that building. Sniper team, at your orders, sir.
Anti-aircraft here. Fire in maneuver. ATGM carrier standing by. Big road is ours. Ain't nothing gonna get in our way. On the road again. Moving out. Good copy. Next waypoint received. Stand on it, come on!
Raiders in combat, awaiting commands. Anti-armor here, we're in combat. Regroup and move up. Special tactics team ready. Stay low, go fast. Marine Raiders, we are engaged.
Cargo truck ready. M1 Abrams warmed up and ready to go.
AT specialists at your disposal.
Anti-armor here. Heavy armor engaged. Driver reverse. Comanche standing by.
The Air Force is on the ground. Advancing on target location.
Logi here, send traffic.
Anti-armor at your command, sir.
Comanche here. Comanche standing by.
Oh, this is not going in my favor.
Comanche at your command.
Search and destroy.
Okay, I'll start getting rid of some of those.
Heading there now.
Anti-tank team standing by.
Comanche ready. Heavy cab engaged in combat.
Gonna have to be hit with sudden death, unfortunately. Team did not do too great. I made a couple of really bad plays with infantry pushers and stuff. I needed to use more smoke to sneak up here. I could have done this.
Double dogs here. Mortar ready to engage, sir. Comanche at your command. Comanche is mission ready. Mortar available, sir. Solid copy. Fire mission received. Comanche is mission ready. Mortar ready. Transmission. Comanche ready.
Point. Really, what can I do here? Nothing. Almost 1 point. I tried. It always seemed out of place. Oh well. I'll be right back. bathroom. Sit down. That is a little sick today. Do some hearts, I think. Yeah.